You've heard the names: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Solana. Some people call it the future of money. Others call it a massive scam, and a few became millionaires, while many lost everything. So here's the real question. Is cryptocurrency actually money? Or is it just a high-risk digital casino? Before you decide whether crypto is genius or dangerous, you need to understand how it really works. Not the hype, not the headlines. The word cryptocurrency sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. It's digital money, protected by cryptography, that exists entirely online. No coins, no bills, no physical form at all. And here's the part most people miss. Crypto was not created as an investment. It was created as money without permission. Traditional money, dollars, euros, rupiah, is controlled by governments and central banks. Banks decide who can send money, when, how much, and sometimes if. Cryptocurrency removes the middleman. You don't ask a bank for approval. You don't need permission. You send money directly person to person. That's not a feature. That's the entire point. In 2009, something strange happened. An anonymous figure named Satoshi Nakamoto released Bitcoin and then disappeared. No interviews, no identity, no control. Bitcoin wasn't printed. It wasn't issued by a government. It wasn't backed by gold. It was backed by math, code, and consensus. This was a reaction to the global financial crisis. When people realized banks could fail, governments could print endlessly, and ordinary citizens paid the price. Crypto wasn't born from greed. It was born from distrust. Here's where blockchain comes in. Imagine a public notebook. Every transaction is written inside it. Once written, it can never be erased. Now imagine millions of people around the world, each holding the same notebook. If someone tries to cheat, everyone else can see it instantly. That notebook is the blockchain. Every transaction becomes permanent history. No single person controls it. No single country owns it. This is why crypto doesn't need a bank to verify transactions. The system verifies itself. So who maintains this system? Miners. These are powerful computers racing to solve extremely difficult math problems. Whoever solves it first gets rewarded with new cryptocurrency. This process is called mining. It's expensive, it's competitive, and it consumes enormous energy. That's why Bitcoin mining farms look more like industrial factories than laptops. Not all crypto works this way anymore, but Bitcoin does. And this design choice has consequences, good and bad. Let's talk about money. If you bought Bitcoin at $500 and sold at $60,000, you won big, life-changing big. But if you bought near the top, you might have watched 65% of your money disappear in months. Crypto doesn't move like stocks. It doesn't behave like gold. It's driven by speculation, media hype, fear, and greed. Prices don't just fall, they collapse. And then sometimes they explode again. That's why crypto creates legends and horror stories. Crypto offers freedom, but freedom has a cost. No bank control, global access, 24/7 transactions, but also no refunds, no customer support, no safety net. Send crypto to the wrong address, it's gone forever. Lose your private key. Your money is locked permanently. There are wallets buried in landfills worth hundreds of millions of dollars, unreachable. This isn't theory, this already happened. Cryptocurrency is neither pure salvation nor pure evil. It's a tool, a powerful one. Used wisely, it can create opportunity. Used blindly, it can destroy wealth fast. If there's one rule to remember, it's this: never invest in what you don't understand, especially when everyone else is screaming profits. The future of money is still being written. The real question is, will you understand it? Or just react to it?